Yo, Surreal Talk Radio, your man, Calico the Surrealist on WPRK 91.5 FM, Winter Park. We kicking it after dark with our special guests in the building. Hey, man, right now I got my comedy co-host in here rocking with me tonight. I'm going to introduce y'all to them. Auntie August, she probably going to be pulling up, when she pull up,
Yeah, she en route.
She en route, but I got my comedy co-host in this thing rocking with me tonight. My little cousin exclusive in here. What's going on, cuzzo?
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain, man. What's going on? All right, man. We got a hot show lined up tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm ready for this one.
Oh, yeah. We got a very hot show lined up tonight. We're going to kick things off with my surreal topic of the day. We got music from around the way. We got our throwback track and my favorite part of the show, the pump it or dump it. Y'all get to call in and let us know how you feel about the music that we playing and all that jazz right there. But for now, man, without any further ado, my special guest chilling with us tonight. Man, this brother right here, man, he's a hip-hop artist and a producer, a member of the legendary Live Squad. We got my man Majesty on the line. You there, bro?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Orlando? What it do?
Hey, man, it's great to hear your voice, man. And first of all, man, we want to thank you so much for doing our show, helping us grow this platform, man. Y'all boys got amazing story, man. So we definitely want to thank you for, doing this here.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We're going to kick things off with my surreal topic of the day, man. My topic tonight is a simple one, man. My topic tonight is simply Live Squad. We not even going to get into Will Smith and all that. Nah, we talking everything about this hour is Live Squad. All right, man. So how I want to do this, bro, is I want to let you just freely speak about, how y'all came to be, what folks need to know about the legendary Live Squad, man, because it's a lot of stuff, man. Me and Cuz was talking before we got off the air. It's a lot of stuff about y'all, man, surrounding the Tupac and the Biggie and all of that people just don't know how important y'all is to this story. So I just want to give you the floor, man, and, let the people know how y'all came to be in this thing and what the people need to know about the Live Squad from the horse's mouth, man, from your own words.
Well, you already know, Live Squad, we from the beginning of this shit, man, we've been in this shit since the early 90s, running.
Hey, Maj, my bad, bro. I should have told you, man. We on FCC, bro. We can't do no cussing on the radio. I'm sorry about that.
My bad.
No, that's me. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've been here for a little while, though. We started off with Def Jam with Ed Lover. He had a group and he had a label, and we were signed to his label, Def Jam and all that. And through Ed Lover is how we met Shock G, you know what I'm saying? And with Shock G, we met Pac, and with Pac, we met Big, and that's how our whole affinity, came about. But, when it comes down to Live Squad, we've been here for a long time. We're the first guys that ever been, we the first hardcore rap group on the East Coast, because if you wanted to listen to some hardcore on the East Coast, you had to listen to Scarface or Easy and them. Wasn't nothing coming from New York. We the first ones, we the first guys on Tommy Boy that signed one of the biggest deals in Tommy Boy history. We the first guys to put out a mini movie before Easy and them with 100 Miles of Running and Jay-Z with the what's that he had, the Dynasty, whatever he had. Mm-hmm. Through Ice-T's little controversy and with the body count thing he had, everybody that was titled hardcore hip-hop got banned, got dropped. Ice-T got dropped. The whole Cold Chillin' label got dropped. If y'all know about that, but y'all should remember that was times. That's the whole Juice Crew, Big Daddy Kane, and they dropped everything.
Yeah.
We got caught up in that, so that's why the movie never came out. The album never dropped. The Game of Survival, but it was the single did drop, and that's why we's able to be here right now, because the video was crazy, the soundtrack was crazy. Even though the album didn't drop, it went number one in all the places it wouldn't have been. We number one in where we was at. Arkansas and Memphis and Jacksonville, Florida, and we was #1 in all these places, man. And shit kept us here today. And, I lost my brother, due to these streets and due to a lot of shit, I'm sorry, a lot of stuff, we can't talk about, but
Gotcha.
We started our own label, Grand Imperial, and we finally put the Game of Survival out. No back end, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just us out the fuck. Just us out the trunk. The Game of Survival finally hit. So then we put out E-Money Bags, God bless the dead. That's me and my brother right here. We got the label, Grand Imperial. We put his album out, and that's the first sophomore album. We had the whole industry on the album at the time: Nas, Nature, Noriega, Cormega, Prodigy, everybody.
Y'all talking about basically the whole Queens, is what you saying?
Yeah,
I hear you, man.
We just been working, man, and we all from the street, and times change with all this, the social media, and how it flipped from CDs to streams, and we got caught up in all of that. But the flag is still flying,
Yeah.
Hope the young generation know about Shawnee Bin Laden. He's flying that Live Squad flag, Shawnee Bin Laden, Grinset, YTB. Y'all could dig into that. All
right. Yeah, we just had Miss Hillary join us, so she's getting comfortable and everything, and she, so we got our whole crew over here getting ready to lock in. But yeah, man, I wanted to ask you specifically. I know I used to always get Stretch and Big Sight confused.
Big Sight Mussolini, today's birthday. God bless the dead.
Oh, wow, man. This is awesome, man. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that, man. Yeah, I used to always get them. Their voice was real similar to me, and I used to always get them confused. But I wanted to know, was you doing any rapping back then, like in the beginning stages with the, Tupacalypse Now and all of that? Or did that come later on? I don't remember hearing you on the mic, just kind of behind the scenes in the production side.
Yeah, I was on Strictly for My Niggas album. We was on Struggling and Five Deadly Venom.
My bad. Yeah, sure was. Yup.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but we had our own album, like the Game of Survival. Pop featured on big time, and then, that album never came out, but we was working on a whole nother album. You know how those days we never stopped working. So we was working on the second album, and Pop featured on there. A song called Danger Times and stuff, but like I said, I lost my brother, all of that type of stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, we was always Live Squad. We was always Live Squad from the 80s. Before we met Pop, we was our own group, you know what I'm saying? And Ed Lover took us in, and it was on from there.
Yeah, man. This is what I love about this interview already, man, is I feel like you're going to be able to fill in the blanks of a lot of stuff, because us, especially us down here in Florida and stuff, man, we got to hear everything was basically given to us basically through Tupac, you know what I mean? And it's like we don't know a lot of the Big Stretch stories. We don't know the Majesty stories. Like, a lot of people don't even know who you was down here. And I was like, yo, man, listen, man, these dudes got a story. And you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like you're going to be able to fill in a lot of blanks, man, and bring some stuff to light that a lot of people wouldn't put together without having the pieces for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, a lot of that you got to take with a grain of salt. It's a whole lot of that trolls and people trying to get clout off of likes and get, a lot of stuff got mixed up and twisted around. It's too much stuff in between all of that, but we could try to get through a couple of it, we could try.
Yeah, man. I mean, when in 1 hour, man, there's no way that we gonna be able to deal with all of this stuff.
Not a chance.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. I was telling my wife as I was coming up, I was like, man, I'm just kind of stressing that I ain't gonna be able to get it all in, but we gonna do what we gonna do, man. And all right, man. So Yeah, man. What I want to do is I usually do my pump it or dump it segment in 15 after, but I want to go ahead and get this thing out the way so we can get it going. I want to, if you would, brother, I'm going to play a track from a local artist here, and then I want to get your professional advice on it. And we're going to open up the hotlines. Anybody want to call in and talk about our topic, Live Squad? Anybody want to give a shout out to Majesty? Anybody want to participate in our next segment, which is the pump it or dump it? Basically, what we need you to do is let us know if this track is hot or not, so we can either keep it in rotation or get rid of it. And the number for that is 407-646-2915. Again, 407-646-291.5. All right, so the name of this artist that I'm about to play is, he got a name, man. Cash Junkie Wayne. That's his name, Cash Junkie Wayne. I think he represent in D-Land, Florida. And the name
I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word.
I was just taking a peek.
But I saw you looking. I didn't say a word.
Cash Junkie Wayne, man. You know how we do it, man.
You know.
D-Land, Florida. All right, so the name of this track right here is 50 Grand right here on Surreal Talk Radio. Y'all check it out. We'll be back with our thoughts on it right here on Surreal Talk Radio.
Cash junkie shit, nigga.
Hey, President.
Chill, I wanted new off the lot, but I'm 50 grand short. They say he hustle a lot. I'm trying to run them bands up, man, they be hating a lot. I really don't give a fuck. Nigga be pussy and niggas be capping and rapping, acting like they tough. I wanted new off the lot, but I'm 50 grand short. They say he hustle a lot. I'm trying to run them bands up, man, they be hating a lot. I really don't give a fuck. Nigga be pussy and niggas be capping and rapping, acting like they tough. Broke way back then. Hit a fuck nigga with the FN. Bad bitches on me wanna step in. Got 2 Glock 9s like twins. I don't really fuck with your lame niggas. No, I don't really speak with your lame niggas. I don't get high with your lame niggas. Don't even vibe with your lame niggas. She suck little nigga like an oxtail. Bad little bitch with a foxtail. If I get locked, boy, I won't tell. How you in the streets can't make bail. Nigga be lame, really be peon. Smoking on green shit like Fion. 21 for the pack like Dion. Wrong said get him, nigga, don't spend them. I come from the bottom, all these gold chains, VVs on me, yeah. Used to be broke, I ain't high nothing. Rockies on me, yeah. Let a nigga run up on me, he get fried like bologna, yeah. Yeah, I'm in the streets for real, pushing P, literally homie, yeah. I wanted new off the lot, but I'm 50 grand short. They say he hustle a lot. I'm trying to run them bands up, man, they be hating a lot. I really don't give a fuck. Nigga be pussy and niggas be capping and rapping, acting like they tough. I want that new off the lot, but I'm 50 grand short. They say he hustle a lot. I'm trying to run them bands up, man, they be hating a lot. I really don't give a fuck. Nigga be pussy and niggas be capping and rapping, acting like they tough.
Yo, Surreal Talk Radio exclusive. You want to bust a freestyle on the rest of this instrumental, man? It's
Not a freestyle.
not a freestyle. All right, man. That's Surreal Talk Radio. Your man, let's say his name is Cash Junkie Wayne, and that was his joint right there, 50 grand. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around the board, man. Again, well, first of all, man, I'm gonna open up these hotlines. Anybody want to call in and participate? 407-646-2915. In the meantime, we're going to get real live with my man, Majesty. We're going to find out what he think about it. We're going to go around the board. Hey, Majesty, man, the track I just played, bro, what you think about that song right there? You think it's ready or he need to go back to the drawing board?
Oh, that shit got bounce. I like it.
All right. Okay, then. All right, what you was hearing?
I like the beat.
Okay.
I can see the girls jumping to it on the dance floor and all that on the strip club. So it'll work.
All right, we got one pump. Miss Hillary, what's going on, T. August? What you think about the track we just played?
Well, we know this cannot be played at church, the funeral.
No, can't be played there.
As he said, the strip club. So that's where we're going to leave that at.
Okay.
The strip club is about the most you're going to see that with his, what is it, Cash something?
Junkie.
Cash Junkie Wayne. Cash. I just want to know where the name came from, you know, because names are really, really, really important. So when I go and I ask Alexa, can you please play Cash, Junkie, and Wayne? I just want to know what Alexa gonna tell me.
Hey, listen, man, we're going to have to get all of that when we get the brother in here and interview him. But right
I'm assuming
now,
Cash Junkie mean like he all about that money. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'm a, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
But the beat was fire,
The
though.
Junkie
Yeah, you know.
touched me a little bit. But
yeah, I'm with
a
you on that
Cash
one.
Junkie, I maybe
And
I
he
can
said
see where it
50
come from.
grand, right? If he was
So-
missing 50 grand or something like that.
hey, man, hey, man, listen, we can, you know, find out about all
Get
that.
him in here.
But what you think about the track, though, cuz?
The reason I can't dump it is
Uh-huh.
because it sound like everything else out there.
Gotcha.
Florida.
Yeah, it sound like everything. So why dump it? It sound like everything else.
Yeah, I got you.
Strip club gonna make some money.
Hey, he automatically got himself in there. All right, man. Well, hey, you know, sometimes it's like that. But anyways, man, again, 407-646-2915. Y'all call in and let us know how you feel. In the meantime, we about to get real live with my man, Majesty. So the interview portion of this thing, I want to say, so you from, y'all represent and from born and raised and all that good stuff. This is Jamaica, Queens, New York, right?
Yes, sir. North side.
Yes, sir. Jamaica, Queens, in this thing.
You already know.
There we go, man. All right, so you guys done produced for Digital Underground, for Tupac, for Biggie, Nas, and this is just to name a few, you know what I'm saying? I want to ask you, man, what does this do for your resume? You know, be like, yo, man, I done produced for boom, 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 boom. I mean, at this point in the game, you know, what does this do for your resume to have them kind of credentials?
Well, I mean, it's good for, you know, your resume, but these days, like, since this social media and all of this internet stuff came out, it's kind of like different now. It ain't like back in the days I could get, like, for Pac, that was our brother, so we ain't, like, for anybody else, we used to charge, like, 15 for one, and, like, 2 for 12, 1 for 7, stuff like that, right? Now, these days, you could just wake up and go on YouTube and get a hot beat with, you know, a real beat from hot producers for $10.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
So it changed. It's like, you know, person got to know you already, or, you know, once you get a deal, it's different. But with all the independent stuff going on, it's cool, but the money is definitely different.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Yes.
Okay.
It bothered me.
Yeah, because a producer too. Yeah, I feel
The
you.
prices bother me. 'Cause people are listening to my prices and be like, man, I can get 15 songs for the price you charge.
get an album.
Yeah.
But is it quality?
I mean, everything sound the same. Like,
Yeah.
Like Junkie? I mean, Cash Junkie?
yeah, I mean, you
Same beat?
Man,
you start off with they making catchy beats now. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
They can make 10 of them in 15 minutes from all the software and stuff
Yeah.
that's out.
Yeah, just throw some loops together.
not the
and
same.
boom, boom, boom. I got you. All right. So Majesty, man. So this thing, Young Guns, man. YGs. That was the set. Before y'all turned it into the Live Squad. That's what y'all was running with before that, right?
Yeah, that was us on the street, you know, young and dumb, you know. What was the word? Young, dumb, full of cum. Yeah.
I feel you, man. So when it came to the Young Guns, man, was this everybody? This is you, your brother, does DJ K-Lo too, or how was that?
That's the neighborhood. That was.
Oh,
That's like, you know, everybody that was from that little block right there, 111, 112 in Springfield. That's right off of 214 for Hollis. So you was from over there. You was YG.
okay then. All
It
right.
was that little set right there. It was like one of the, you know, wildest sets out on the north side.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
All right. So what? According to my research here, man, it looked like 1988 is when y'all turned this thing into the Live Squad. Is that correct?
Yeah. Ed Lover. Matter of fact, the Showboys. I don't know if y'all know about the Showboys.
No.
Trigger. Y'all probably know them as Trigger Man.
No, I don't know nothing about them. This is new to me.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ah,
Yeah.
got you. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they from Hollis. But they song took off in the Midwest, and they like real big over there. That's like an anthem, that beat. It's an anthem. Everybody sampled it, Wheezy, everybody. But anyway, they from our hood, and they was out around the time when Run DMC was out. And one of my guys from my block, Red Money, he used to run with them. So he used to bring us around when they used to be in the studio and stuff like that. And my brother used to be with Red Money. We the crew with Red Money, holding, So one time, Trigger Man and them was like, yo, I want y'all to talk at the end of the song. Just pop some junk, just talk mess, So my brother and Shy started talking and all that, and Phil and them was like, yo, your voice is crazy. My brother wasn't no rapper. We DJ'd, and all that. I was rap. I used to rap, a little something, but my brother was never tried to rap ever. But they told him, yo, your voice is crazy. You got an ill voice tone, man. You should try it.
Yeah.
Try it, man. And, we might have a little connection. You might make something happen. So my brother was like, hey, came back around the way. He's like, yo, man. And over them said, man, I got an ill voice. Because remember, they pop and they on the radio every day, like running them. Red Alert, killing their song every day. They lit. So I'm like, that's my end right now, So we think of a name, we come up with Live Squad, we go right to the studio, do a joint called We Ain't Having It, it start ringing through the hood. Now Ed Lover, he's security at our school at Andrew Jackson, but besides that, he's Murdoch, he's part of the hood, he got connections and stuff like that. He's in because of Russell. We in like the mini mecca of like, how Hollywood, you can just live in LA and just end up getting a movie deal, or getting into a movie because you in Hollywood. It's like that over here because we in Hollis at the time. So, you walk out the house, LL flying past your house, or Run DMC, it's just easy to get in a record deal back then because you right around everybody. So
okay.
The song made mad noise. Ed brought us to Def Jam when we got the deal, and it was on from there. But before that, the first song we did though was like independent with my guy, what's his name, Cornbread. It was he had an independent label called Gotham City Records, and we put out We Ain't Having It, and that's the one that rang bells. It was on the radio, WBLI. That's when Dr. Dre from Ed Lover and Dr. Dre was a DJ on that station.
Yeah. Okay.
So they playing it crazy, it buzzed. Ed Lover came like, yo, that's my boys from the hood, brought us to Def Jam. And that's what made him get a label deal with Def Jam. And he signed us to his label, but, Def Jam / his joint. And it went crazy, but we didn't come out. They gave us $120,000 for that deal, but it never came out. I forgot what happened. So with that same deal, the same songs that we made, though, with that deal, Tommy Boy picked it up, and that's when history was made.
Right, got you, man. So at this time, when we talking about with this demo tape and everything like that, this is when we say Live Squad, we talking about you, your brother Stretch.
Oh, yeah.
And was DJ K-Lo a part of it at this time?
K-Lo, yep.
Okay.
What's crazy, though, is that K-Lo kind of came in like in the middle because at first it was my boy Shy. See, like before all the Young Guns and all that, man, it was family crew. Like we all family, like we all like, it would be 30 of us. We all like tight, like brothers. So when it came to the music, my brother kind of kept that chemistry. Like I'm bringing everybody with me. So his right hand man at the time that was with him all the time, I'm gonna bring you with me. Like, hey, you gonna be the DJ. He can't cut. He can't DJ enough.
All right. Hey, let me ask you this, man, because this is one of those moments where you're gonna have to fill in the blank for me. I remember, now this is after Pac passed away and all of this stuff, and songs just started surfacing and stuff like that. It was this one track called "God Bless the Dead," and it was giving a shout out to a rapper or whoever this Biggie Smalls was. It wasn't a Notorious B.I.G. from my understanding. From my research, I guess he was a part of y'all crew before.
Yeah, that was my guy. that song was dedicated to my guy Big Drick, a.k.a. Biggie Smalls. He was from the hood, you know, and that was part of us. And when Pac come to town, you know, Pac, our crew, you know, is his crew. Like, he got to know everybody, you know, in our crew. And Big was one of the ones that, you know, was like, that stood out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he always had Pac back, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was one time, like, I think it was at the Source Awards, the first Source Awards, and there was a misunderstanding that they thought that we just walked out on stage while Q-Tip and them was accepting the award, and it looked like Pac just started the show, but that's not what happened. You know, all the people that was running the show, they came and got us. It was like, Pac, you got to start the show. So it was their fault. We came out. We didn't even see them on the other side of the stage recording, Q-Tip and them, you know, they accepting their award on the other side of the show. It was the production people mistake.
Gotcha.
So it was a big mistake. So we out there performing, you know, and we would, the Q-Tip is from the north side. He's from Linden. You know what I'm saying? So that's our guy. So we would have never did that.
Right.
You know, anyway, it's a big misunderstanding. So God bless the dead, Lighty and them stepped to us, you know, after the, you know, we in the backstage after the show. And that's when Pac did Out on Bail, and he was mad. He was mad as hell that girls were saying, you know, he raped the girl. So he was kind of mad, and then, you know, he's from New York, so he was tight. So we came out and did Out on Bail, and then he was like, "Fuck everybody," and dropped the mic.
I remember seeing him. I remember seeing him wilding out.
We was all there on stage. Yo, it was crazy that night. But anyway, we go to the backstage, you know, and then Lighty and them step to us. You know, we all chilling. Oh, it was crazy. Then Lighty and them walk up on us like, yo, what was that about? And we don't know what the fuck they talking about. Because I told you that we didn't even know that Tip and them was accepting the award on the other side of the stage. The production people fucked it up. Messed it up.
Yeah, so at that time, the guy we talking about, Biggie Smalls, he was with y'all.
So Lighty is talking to Pac, asking them what happened, and we like, huh, what? And we tell him, like, yo, the people came and told us to come start the show, man. They rushed us out on there like, yo, we got to start now. And, you know, while Pac, but like I told you, we Live Squad, we know who Lighty is. Our guys, they on the street, they don't know what is what, they just react, you know, out accordingly. So he don't know who Lighty is, and he seen Pac doing too much talking, and he just on this, man, he was on the side of Lighty's face, like damn near kissing him, like that's how close he was on the side of his face, like, yo, Pac, F all that talking, Pac. But, you know, it was cool. It wasn't like, it didn't get that far because we all know Lighty. We like, yo, chill. That's our man. Chill. It's cool. But from that day on, Pac loved Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, when his untimely demise, when that happened, when we all crying, Pac crying with us. You know, like when the Pac boys died, we all crying with him because we all, you know, we all intertwined with each other. So we all family now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how God Bless the Dead came about.
Okay. Can I ask you how he passed away?
He got murdered.
Oh, okay. Dang, man. That's another one I got to add to this. Goodness gracious. All right, man. So, real street dudes, man. Y'all some real street dudes, like you mentioned there. I want to ask you about how y'all developed into like DJs and producers. I mean, like, how did y'all, you know, learn how to use the equipment and stuff like that, beat machines and all that good stuff?
Oh yeah, that's because of my guy, K-Lo.
Okay.
Like I told y'all, like my brother, you know, we had our man as our DJ, but you know, he really didn't know how to DJ. And and you know, my brother was a DJ, and my guy next door, you know, he used to be into the mixing, and he used to be into, I don't know if y'all know about dubbing. He was doing dubbing before there was like equipment to do that. Like he was into that type of stuff. And, you know, my brother and him, they used to do mixtapes together and stuff like that. So he's like, you know, like I told you, we all fans. So my brother like, man, we got 2 DJs. So that's how K-Lo ended up, you know what I'm saying? I DJ, and then we transferred from, you know, from that into doing our own beats. You know, we got the first SP12 We was up in the attic every day, smoking blunts, drinking beer, doing beats, and that's how we end up being our own producers and stuff.
Dope, man. That's dope. All right, so I'm gonna kind of go back a little bit more to the Tommy Boy deal.
Is that before Juice?
Yeah. This is before Juice.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, so the Tommy Boy deal now, is this around the time with Queen Latifah and Naughty by Nature? Was y'all like label mates at this time?
Yeah, that's how we was all on 5 Daily Venom.
Yeah, man. Y'all been around. See, that's what I'm saying. People need to know. Y'all been around,
Yeah.
All right, so now go ahead.
That was the affinity right there. Live Squad, Naughty by Nature, Tupac, Apache. That was the whole crew. House of Pain. We was all tight.
Okay. So you mentioned y'all hooked up with Digital Underground, and how did y'all styles is so different. How did y'all hook up with Digital Underground?
Well, everybody don't know. Again, he's originally from the East. He's from Queens. He's from Far Rockaway, and him and Ed Lover. Ed Lover had a group called No Face. Him, Dot T, and Mark Sex. All of them grew up together with Shock, and then Shock the way.
Let me understand what you're saying. Are you saying that Shock G is originally from New York?
He's originally from New York, Rockaway, Rockaway, Queens.
Oh, okay. See, that's why I love this, because, like I say, you really, bridging the gap for a lot of stuff and putting, filling in some stuff. Because it's like, how would they hook up with Digital Underground? Like, they don't mix. But all right, cool, I get that. All right, so let's talk about some of the music, man. Digital Underground. This is when y'all meet Shock G.
Yeah, and it's like really, Ed, after the Def Jam deal didn't really go as smooth. It's like my brother. Yeah. Like my brother was. What was the question now?
I was saying we talking about the music, and I was talking about hooking up with Digital Underground. I was getting ready to go into saying this shortly after that y'all met Tupac through Digital Underground, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then from the way I understand it, y'all got put on the track Family of the Underground.
Yeah, it was Family Affair.
Family Affair, okay.
When we first, because it was really like Ed kind of, after the Def Jam deal didn't go didn't go through, it's like Ed still knew we was off the chain, and he wanted to like keep my brother out the street. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, let me, link them up with Shock and let them, come, and like band together, like play, because Shock is his own producer, of course. Y'all know that. He didn't need, you know what I'm saying? But we had that New York edge, that's what a lot of people used to get us for that New York edge, our New York sound, So we went out there, and that's how the No Nose Job remix came about. And when we did a remix, and that went gold, and we end up on the album. My brother did the verse on the Family Affair, and then we, we out there. We in Oakland and all that, Cali, and Pac is Shock's, dancer and all of that, and we all connect, and we all from New York, so you already know that bond. This was connected like this, boom.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
So people need to know y'all was already certified before Tupacalypse Now.
Exactly.
I see it. I see it.
We work with Pac. I mean, we went to work with Shock, like work with him. Remember, Pac is working for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we already lit.
Right. Yeah, because Tupacalypse Now was next. It was after that Family Affair. Yeah. All right, so cool. I'm with you.
We all cool through being with Shock, and now when Pac started working on his album, that's how we start, doing beats for him on his joint.
Right.
And we do Crooked Ass Niggas, you know what I'm saying? And it was on popping from there. Got you.
Yeah, because, so now we in the Tupacalypse Now. You say y'all got a couple tracks on that joint. The following year, the Juice movie come out.
Wait, let's go back. Let's go back.
What you need?
So just to make sure I'm understanding this correct, because I was a Digital Underground fan. you guys were originally part of Digital Underground.
Exactly.
So, because I'm just looking at it, Digital Underground, I thought was only 3 to 4 people. It was a lot of them. If you look at it, it's almost 20 people.
Yeah, it was deep.
I used to have a lot of arguments because of Shock G back in Ohio.
Oh, word?
People used to argue with me about Shock G and Humpty Hump like they was two different people.
Yeah.
The people, my man did too.
That's crazy. Yeah, you know, I thought that for a minute too. You know, I definitely thought it like
it's because the edit kind of had them in both shots in that one video.
That nose. Yeah. We had the whole Hollis wearing that nose, man.
Man, Shock G, we need to do a special on that cat right there because he was a special dude, man. I think he underrated.
If you were, a lot of kids, we down south, we didn't know. See, I'm not a hip hop person. We were, a lot of us Southern people, Florida, we was only R&B. When you start to get into the hip hop, you start with, with New Edition when they broke up, they broke off. Then that's when, Digital Underground, that was one of the hardcore hip hop that I knew of because my mother didn't let me listen to all of that. So it's pretty interesting to know that those hardcore rappers that our parents said we couldn't listen to, we really was when you looking at Digital Underground and so forth.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good history.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. I'm gonna try to speed it up a little bit so we can get to the juicy stuff here. Okay, yeah. So like I say, the Juice movie come out, man. This is when things just really start to take off for Tupac. And I'm guessing, y'all was right there with him. So Stretch, he was in the movie. As far as I know, him and Tretch was in the movie.
Yeah.
Juice. Then Tupac, he comes out with his Strictly from an N-word track right there, album.
Yeah, that's when it was crazy.
Yeah, that's when y'all had a lot of joints on that one.
We had 4 joints on there.
Okay.
And me, 5 Deadly Venom, Struggling, Street to Death Row.
Okay, so now tell me, when does Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., when do you recall first meeting him?
Well, Big, we heard about Big when Ed did the Who's the Man movie.
Okay. Because
we were supposed to be on the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. So now it comes down to, it was one song left that was supposed to be on the soundtrack, and that's when we had dropped Heartless. So Heartless was supposed to go on there, but I told you it was only one song left, and guess who had the soundtrack? Arista. Who was working for Arista? Puff. So who got the soundtrack? Big. That's how Big ended up on the soundtrack. So now our man name is Big. I already told you we already got a Biggie Smalls in Queens. That's our man. You know what I'm saying? So when we hear that, yo man, y'all ain't get the soundtrack, man. Some new artist, Big got it, man. Biggie Smalls. We like Biggie Smalls. Who that?
Yeah.
And he took our slot.
Yeah.
That's the first time we heard of him. You know what I'm saying? But then later on, we end up meeting him through Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, we like, he's cool, huh? But that's how we end up meeting Big and stuff, and shit. And everything was fam from there on. Like, everything y'all done heard, like, all of that is from all that social media and people trying to sell records and people trying to put the blame on everybody else and not take for what they really did. So everybody that's listening, please do not take everything y'all hear for that's real.
Yeah, man, because that's definitely why I want to have you on too, man, because I want to try to get you to fill in the blanks on some of this stuff, man. I'm just kind of running through it a little chronologically, but so around this time we looking at, okay, Biggie come on the scene with y'all doing stuff like the Above the Rim movie, and this is when stuff surfaced like the Running from the Police song and the House of Pain song. This is that time frame.
House of Pain, that's for Biggie's album. That was for Ready to Die. You know what I'm saying? And then Running from the Police, that was originally for the Outlaws album. That's before their name was the Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a whole movement going on. Like, it was a bunch of armies under one flag.
Yeah.
That's how, you know what I'm saying? How he was doing it.
Yeah, because Ready to Die comes out, Thug Life comes out the same year, around the same time, like a month apart or something like that. So yeah, y'all was working, man, right then. 94 was a very busy year for y'all.
Yeah, them whole 92, 93, 94 is crazy.
Yeah, man. And then, because like stuff looked like it was moving so fast, when you make a timeline for it, it just looked like it was moving super fast. So then we got to talk about this notorious 1994 quad shooting that happened at the end of the year, November 30th. This thing happened. It was Tupac, your brother, Pac's brother-in-law, manager, and his brother-in-law. So Pac, Stretch, this guy Nichols, and Zayd.
Nichols is our boy, and Zayd was Pac's brother-in-law.
Okay, now this right here, man. I just want to try to. I'm gonna just say it like this, man. I don't mean no disrespect or nothing, but the whole thing about getting shot 5 times. This is just me. I'm gonna speak my part. Then I want to get you to your thoughts on what I'm about to say. The whole getting shot thing for me 5 times, it just doesn't make sense to me. And the reason why I say that, okay, so you got Pac and Stretch, who both said that they only heard 1 shot, right? Pac, he ends up getting shot in the groin and the hand, which is near, like from what I understand, he had guns in his waist, so he reaching for his stuff, and then he shoots, it shoots, and he gets shot in the groin and in his hand. So I'm thinking he might have shot himself, and then it hit his hand, where you get 2 wounds, and then they say he getting shot in the head. For me, I don't see nobody surviving a close range shot in the head.
It skinned his head. It didn't get shot in the head.
Okay. And so for me, because I'm hearing, they talking about getting pistol whipped and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe he just got some wounds or something like that to the head. But if they came, and then another thing too is like, if somebody coming to rob you, and they so they didn't come to shoot him, obviously, because they would have shot everybody.
Exactly.
So, and then the dude that he was coming to record with, Lil Sean, he was friends with the dude he was just having beef with a few hours before.
Exactly.
So to me, this is where I say that getting shot thing don't make no sense. But I wanted to get, just real quick from you, what is your version of what happened right there with that?
My version is that it was a robbery gone wrong. Mm-hmm. Somebody now, this is why everybody's doing the blame, pointing fingers, because now the guy that's they saying is doing it is like, hey man, everybody knew I was mad at him, so anybody it could have happened because he's a rapper. People know he's there, so that could be true. It can't be true, whatever. But all I know is the way it happened. If he wanted to reach for the gun, because like, look, there's different type of robberies. There's like what you call them, novice, and then you got professional. Now with novice dudes, you might disarm them, doing it right. But if you getting done right, there's nothing you could do. One move is over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where Pac really didn't understand that part from him being a rebel, and I don't know, so he tried to reach, and what happened once he reached, man, he pulled the trigger, I guess, when he was trying to reach. They grabbed his hand, and it was probably one in the head and went off. That's where the groin came from, and then the rest of the shots are from them. Remember, he's not the only one that got shot. Nichols got shot too.
Yeah, and I heard a version that said that he basically got shot with the same bullet that Tupac fired off. I guess, I don't know if it ricocheted or whatnot, but I'm hearing it, the same bullet went into Nichols.
Yeah, we don't know he got shot.
Okay, all right. Yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that real quick because it just didn't make sense to me. And then it seemed like just things just spiraled out of control, with Tupac making, that's my favorite rapper all the time, but I can't see the 5 times thing, man. What you think? Cause I can't see him get shot 5 times. That close range and you surviving. Like, what was your thoughts about that?
My thoughts is, if you're a pro, you make sure. You just make sure.
Yeah, I ain't finna let you live.
Right. You make sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So none of it connected with me all like that.
Not 5 times, bro. Not 5 times. But yeah, man. So now here's the thing. After that, let's kind of move on a little bit. So Stretch, your brother Stretch, he starts doing these shows. Now Tupac, so he go to the hospital. He get out. He ended up going and doing time and stuff like that. There was a time period. So your brother Stretch, he starts getting cool with Biggie, doing shows with him and everything. But then this song comes.
Before Pac, when we was already all one. Remember?
Got you.
We all crew. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. There's no separation. You know what I'm saying? We all one.
Right.
But now, when that happened, and everybody's with Pac up until he gets remanded. You understand?
Right.
When he hospital, they with him. Big Dick. We already know the story.
Yeah.
Sent to the studio to get the other heat, all of that. So everything was cool. Up until the time he got remanded, everything was cool. And nobody had no inkling that he was ever mad at Big for anything, because all Big did was play his part.
But now he's sitting. Okay, now Pac, now he's sitting in jail, right? And then this song comes out, "Who Shot You?"
That's recorded before that happened. Everybody keeps saying he recorded that song. That song came out before. That was a song that was done for Mary J, and that song didn't make it, and that it ended up with Big. That song was done before that, but this is for the trolls and the new generation that wasn't born, and everybody. This is just keep things heated and people talking like right now that. And trying to separate that it was people that turned their back, and no, it wasn't none of that. Everybody stayed loyal to Pac from day one all the way up until he died.
Okay, so I'm trying to put myself in Pac's shoes in the mind frame of what he. Okay, so this man is sitting in prison, jail, and this song, it gets released during this time period. So he's hearing about this song being released after he had just got shot. And even though he may have shot himself, but he's hearing this, "Who Shot Your" song surface.
Yeah.
And it seems just like, I want to ask you your opinion. This just seems like a terrible time to. That was
bad timing, period. That song and what happened and all that, and it was just bad timing. But that song ain't had nothing to do with what happened to Pac. But
yeah, I feel you. I feel you that it probably didn't have nothing to do with Pac. I get that, but like I said, it's just a terrible time to drop it. A terrible time to be associated, with anyone that's associated with that song. Especially the way they released it like it was some kind of special single.
Shit, man, I can't even recall. All I know is that shit hit the scene and killed everything moving.
Yeah, man. They released that. It was like a special kind of single. It wasn't a part of the album. It was just like, hey, we're going to put this out there.
That's hard.
Right. So my man, he in jail. He hearing this, and he looking at the situation. You put yourself in his shoes. He looking at it like, man, I've been shot. I'm in here. They out there doing tours and all of this stuff. So he looking at the situation like, man, what are they doing? Celebrating the fact that I got shot or something? That's what it seemed like, So
that's what the media made it seem like.
Okay. I could ride with you on that one. So
like,
now go ahead.
Only thing I could see Pac mad at Big for was just him being a regular Gemini, and Pac was like, Pac knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew that him going the route that he went music wise was going to sell mad records. He knew that. And being locked, so he looked up to Slick Rick, and he ain't like how the Slick Rick outcome came when he was locked up. So he knew. He seen Ice Cube and them break up. He seen that sell all them records. He knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't know that it was going to come to all of this But he knew what he was doing. He had his own little, just the Gemini thing with him and Big. Like I told you, like the baby, he took his baby. You know what I'm saying? He had this, I don't want to live no more. I think I hear death knocking out the front door. And that's a pop. That's a pop type chorus. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like little things that Pac was holding, and then he gets shot by some Brooklyn dudes. You was in the studio, and it's like he knew what he was doing. He knew it was sell records, because behind closed doors, he knew that Pac Big ain't had nothing to do with him getting shot.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a selling record thing, and it just got out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right, so during this time frame, I want to talk about my favorite Tupac song of all times, So Many Tears. Your brother was on this track originally, man, and Pac pulled him off, I guess because of the whole thing, the whole shooting thing.
Pac was locked up when that song came out, but I guess the engineer probably thought that, I don't know. I guess the engineer thought it, but he's still on there. That's him and Shock G on the chorus. He's still on the song. I get checks. We get checks for that. Like, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they got credited for like the back vocals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know he had a rap verse in it though.
Yeah, he did. He did, but I guess the engineer must have thought he was mad at him. Probably didn't want him on the song. I don't know, because Moms was putting out everything just the way it was. God bless the dead. All of that with my brother verse still on there. So,
Well, let's fast forward a little bit, man. So 95, late 95, and it's crazy because this is exactly a year after this quad shooting, recording studio shooting. Exactly a year later, your brother he gets killed in a drive-by, and
something like that.
Yeah, and so from what I understand,
it was more like a chase.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Thug Life, Live Squad, all of that. Remember, everybody is from the hood before the rap. Everybody is from the hood before the rap. We rapping to get away from what happened. You understand? Now, once we not, we got to go back to the hood, do everything, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, that's like, you got to go back to your natural habitat. What was that? You got bullets are still flying, ain't nothing changed. It's still, you've been there all these years. Hey, it's hood. It's hood shit. You know what I'm saying? It just happened to be coincidence with all of that. But it didn't have to do with no Pac and none of that. That was straight hood shit.
Yeah, I figured, it didn't have nothing to do with Pac. It's just crazy how it's like, the exact, like the day of, you know what I'm saying?
The day of, though, that happened. Pac, that was November 30th for Pac. My brother was like the 28th, but it was 12 o'clock, so it was like the 29th.
Okay. Got you.
It's just something for the trolls to keep their conspiracy connected. And
remember, everybody went back to their natural habitat, man. Ray did end up catching a body, you know what I'm saying? Yak went back, they playing Russian roulette with the gun. Everybody went back to their natural habitat, man. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what it is.
I wanted to ask you about this. So around this time frame with your brother, man, I think from what I understand, the night that he got killed, he had just left a session with Nas.
Not the same night, but that's around the time when we did Take It in Blood. We was working on the It Was Written album for him.
Okay.
And we did Take It in Blood and Silent Murder. That was a bonus track on the cassette.
Okay. Yeah, so Stretch, y'all was dealing with Nas and Biggie at this time. And I wanted to ask you, man, do you feel like, because when Pac came out with the Machiavelli album, he started coming at Nas and stuff. Do you feel like maybe this is the reason why he started coming at Nas, because he was connected with y'all, doing tracks for the It Was Written and stuff?
Nah, I don't know. He was just on some tripping on the whole New York.
Oh.
He was just tripping.
So he ain't had no reason to come at Nas. He was just...
he was just tripping on the whole New York.
I think Nas said he was just mad at everybody.
Oh. I was thinking, because he dealing with his ex, his ex homeboy, and now they doing songs and stuff together.
I mean, this is the thing though, like, cause you in the hospital and go to jail, I'm supposed to stop My business.
Like everybody still like Pac was when that camera come on, Pac turns into a character. He's at work. He's doing everything to stay, you know what I mean, popping and but Pac, y'all don't even know. Like the whole time when Pac was locked up, we was in California. We was getting paid for the songs that God Bless the Dead, Only Fear of Death. That's what we was living on while we was out there, and we paid for fucking we paid for what was that permit? We paid for a permit. We was getting ready to get the ID and all that, and then Suge ended up beating the label that had the Above the Rim soundtrack. He ended up beating them somehow, and the last check we had, we went up to get the check, and they was like, "Yo, it got froze." Our dumb ass was supposed to get it that Friday. We went to Monday, and it was froze. I guess everything ended up with Suge ended up having the masters for the Above the Rim soundtrack.
Wow, that's wild, man.
That was our last check that we was living off for while we was out there. Because look, after we lost after Tommy Boy, we got banned from Tommy Boy. We could have signed with Relativity. We could have signed with Priority. We could have did any of that. But my brother was in label mode, so he's like, nah, fucking, forget none of that. We getting a label deal, and that's when we was in LA and we was out there in all types of meetings. We started the label and all of that, and we just shopping the label deal at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to just think that, it was over for the squad and none of that. Nah, my brother was way ahead. He was in CEO mode. And then we got the deal too. We got the deal.
Yeah, man, I want to talk about, especially like talking about record labels and stuff. I want to talk. Man, we got so much stuff, man, and we winding down right now. But I wanted to, talk about your man E Money Bags and all of that good stuff. Man, but
that's the one who took the flag. He took the flag after the smoke cleared. He picked the flag up and was like, "Yo, we got to keep waving it. We got to keep waving it. Come on, let's go." And he turned it up.
Yeah, man. Like I say, man, the chapters for y'all stories, man, we can't get them all, man. But
not in an hour.
But I wanted to ask you about the Grand Imperial Music, the record. This is your record label?
Yeah, that's the label,
Okay. When exactly was this established?
When we started Grand Imperial, like 99, 98. Yeah, like 99, 98. We remember, like I said, we got banned. The Tommy Boy got banned, but we still put out the Game of Survival when we started Grand Imperial, and it went crazy. And then we put out Bag's first album with the whole, like I said, with the whole industry on it. We doing all of this with no deal, no budget, no help, none of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So on the Grand Imperial Music, man, who are you guys working with? Because in the next hour I'm gonna get into playing some of these tracks from y'all, but I want to let us get a roll call of Grand Imperial Music artists.
Okay, well the new y'all can check out the new album, The Recruiters, and we got everybody I've been recruiting. We got Shawnee Bin Laden, that's the Grinch set. We got an R&B diva coming out of Queens. Her name is Deja Vu. Another R&B cat, Manny Rebel. We got the son of E Money Bags, Money Maury. But he's caught up right now. But we gonna get him out of that. But we still here, and that's the new recruits, man. So everybody tap in and check that out.
Yeah, man, we definitely got to follow up on this E Money Bags situation, man. That's another story for itself right there, man. But dang, man, we got to get up out of here. I want to give you time, man, to give you shout-outs, man. Let your people know about your social media, any shows you got coming up, merchandise, all that good stuff, man. And at the top of the hour, we going to fire off with some Grand Imperial Music artists, and then we going to get into some some local artists from Orlando area. But yeah, man, go ahead, man, bro. Take us out with some shout-outs with the social media, shows, and merchandise, all that good stuff.
Okay, man. Check me out, man. My Instagram is at Grand Imperial Music. My YouTube is Grand Imperial ENT95. Y'all tap in, a lot of good stuff on there. The album, The Recruiters, out on all digital.